Hey everybody, Johnny Be Good here. A little bit of an adjustment on the phone or the camera position. Not a whole lot, but I think it's a little better. Anyway, the 10-hour break is done. Just waiting for the clock to finish up. Alright, why don't we start this beautiful day with God's Word that can be found in Jeremiah 17 verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things, desperately wicked. Who can know it? Yeah, I can testify to that. That's why when people say, just follow your heart. Oh, I kind of grinch on that. I'm not saying that we should be robots, but it should be a balance, check and balance between the head and the heart. Follow your heart. Is that the same thing as do whatever feels good? Rapists do that, right? Murderers do that. They follow their hearts. Thieves do that. Well, you get the point. All right. So today is Saturday, March what's March 11, right? 2017. Hold on a minute. Change. Let's go, baby blue. Oh, I wish they would fix these potholes here. The amount of taxes that this county gets from this truck stop alone, there's no reason why they couldn't do it. So again, today is Saturday, March 11th, 2017. Local time is 1:22. Alright, Baby Blue and I are headed for Sheboygan, Wisconsin by way of Columbus, Ohio. Indianapolis, Indiana, and up to Chicago, and finally home. Sheboygan is 638 miles from here. I thought it'd be 650. I'm glad I was wrong. The temperature here is still bitter cold, even though it's nice and sunny out. Good grief, the wind chill is typical winter wind chill. I'm not complaining. It's been a really amazing winter this year. Come on, Baby Blue, let's go. Once again, we're gonna go through Wheeling, West Virginia, just because somebody likes it. I was really disappointed when my 8-hour sleeper berth was up and I only had 5 hours available to drive. And it was such a waste of time. Just lay, waiting there for what? 3.5 hours for the 10-hour break to finish up. I could have driven that and be what, halfway at home already. Needless to say, I'm 3 hours tired. I'm not tired right now, but it's like I spent 3 hours of energy doing nothing. That's the problem with e-logs. But it is what it is. Imagine that, I got recognized twice in West Virginia. Well, that was in Virginia actually. And then another one this morning. I don't want to be famous. If I could do it all over again, I would do my channel anonymously. But then again, that's kind of impossible. I really wanted to interview Marlon, the FedEx driver, but he said he's really, really camera shy. So that put a damper on the idea. It would have been nice to see a new face, right? I don't like that hill. Too hilly, too steep. So that's 470, not 270. Gotcha. So how's it looking back there? You guys like this view? Is it too low, too high, too bad, too far forward, file backwards. I personally like where the camera is, just for the sake that I don't have the tripod in the middle of the aisle. I heard a wonderful story this morning. It was just so amazing. There was a guy, when he was 12 years old, he had a vision from God that said that someday he's going to have a child, and that this child is going to have black hair, brown skin, and is going to be named Chloe, a baby girl. The problem with that is this guy is white as white could be. Well, anyway, he moved into a neighborhood and befriended. Now this is when they were young, they were little kids. He befriended a little girl, or a girl, and became best friends with her. And she's also bright white, Caucasian. So anyway, as time passed, they became adults and they got involved, and they started talking about the future and getting serious about, having kids and all that. So the guy asked this girl, he says, "What do you think you would like to name your daughter if you had a daughter?" And the girl goes, "Chloe." And the guy just dropped his jaw and say, "Huh? Really? Well, could that be a coincidence?" So anyway, this girl was also a Christian, and they became missionaries around the world for Christian missionary programs. And they hold out for a little bit. They put a pause on their family plan for a while and do God's work. Finally, they were ready to get pregnant. The devastating news hit them right between the eyeballs. They've tried and tried and tried for 4 years, and they just could not conceive a child. A lot of people prayed with them, for them. Nothing happened. Then finally the wife conceived an idea to do an adoption. But the guy was against it because he did not want a Band-Aid baby, they call it. Well, finally, some circumstances came by, and the guy finally broke down and said, okay, well, we're gonna adopt. A girl in Kansas City, or Wichita actually, had a baby girl where she was still pregnant, but she wanted to meet this couple. And this young mother-to-be who was not married said, you know, if you could you please name the baby Chloe? And the couple just dropped their jaws, and the mom-to-be said, if it's a horrible idea, never mind. So they explained it, you know, what was going on. It was an inside joke between the wife and the husband. Sure enough, the baby was I think she was a bit either Latino or Hispanic or Asian, but a little dark complexion, just the way the vision was. Now, for 4 or 5 years of heartbreaks, they began to doubt their faith in God. I guess God had something better for them, better than their own ideas. I'm not sure, but I think after they adopt this baby girl, Chloe, I think they did finally conceive a child of their own. There were hundreds and hundreds of people that were praying for these couples. So every news, the whole church or community would know about it. They would anticipate. So this baby was just not for the couple's sake. It was for everybody's sake. I guess it tested their prayers or their faith, and everyone was blessed by it because of this little baby Chloe. I love hearing stories like that. It's amazing. All right. right, we are what, about a half a tank of fuel. Once again, 622 miles to Sheboygan. There, I double clutched. Does that mean I'm a professional truck driver now? By the way, Trucker Bob, Dump Truck Bob, praying for you and your wife, surgery and recovery. I don't need to tell you that, just trust in Him. No matter what the outcome is, just trust in Him and be glad. For whatever He does it for the glory of His Son. And it's the best way. Sometimes it's painful, but it is the best. Isn't this camera a little too high though? You can't really see the truck. I don't know. We'll mix it up. Alright, we'll catch you guys a little bit later. Thanks for watching. Johnny be good here. Have a good and godly day. Peace.